الله أكبر الله أكبر.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Islamic rules and regulations, I mean Islamic ahkam. Today we are together with the subject of congregational prayer and some duties of ma'mum who is going to join congregational prayer. For the person who is going to follow the leader of prayer, follow Imam al-Jama'ah, there are some duties for him. First of all, ma'mum, or a person who is following Imam, shouldn't say takbiratul ihram, I mean the word Allahu Akbar, at the beginning of his own prayer. Shouldn't say this word and shouldn't act this one before Imam. But also, it is as a wajib and obligatory precaution that till Imam alayhi salam, the Imam didn't say his own takbir, he also shouldn't say takbiratul ihram. So first, Imam says Allahu Akbar, and after that, ma'mum, and a person who is going to follow him, is saying Allahu Akbar. This is the first duty. The second one, ma'mum and a person who is following Imam should say all of the words of the prayer except Hamd and Surah, except these two. If he is exactly following Imam in the first, second, and third, and fourth rakah. But if this is the ma'mum's prayer, which is on his own first rakah, but Imam is on the third or maybe fourth rakah, because the words are different, ma'mum should recite the words and say the words of Hamd and Surah himself also. Now, how to follow the leader of prayer, how to follow Imam al-Jama'ah. We see that in prayer there are two different types. Some actions, the same as ruku, sujood, I mean bowing down, prostration, or so on. And also there are some words which must be said. During the ruku, I say some specific zikr. During sajda and prostration, some specific words. When standing up, also some specific words. So, two types, actions and the words which must be said. The words which must be said, the same as Surah Hamd and another Surah, and the dhikr for words for tashahhud, okay, being prior than Imam, before Imam, or maybe later than Imam is no problem, except for takbiratul ihram that we explain. But in the actions, the same as ruku, the same as bowing. So it is not acceptable for the person who is following Imam to do the actions before Imam. I mean sooner than Imam. Imam is going on ruku, after that I go on ruku. But being prior than Imam is not accepted. But later than Imam, for example, Imam is on ruku, then he stands up. He goes on a standing up position. So if ma'mum goes a little bit later than Imam, it is no problem. Now some questions. The first question says, there are some people who go to a place which a congregational prayer is held, but he is going to say his own prayer individually somewhere else. What is the rule in this, situation? Ulama says, if this action is a kind of insultation for a prayer, it is not acceptable. But if it is not, there is no any weakness for the situation of the prayer, that's okay. The second one, they ask, I do not know who is the person which is in front of the others. I mean, who is Imam al-Jama'ah? I do not have any information about. Is it acceptable for me to follow him or not? The answer is, if I know that the people who are following him, they know him completely, that's enough for me, because they are mu'mineen, they are believers, and they do not, do something without information. The next question. So we see that one of the lines of the congregational prayer, the people who are saying prayer, they say their own prayer in a shorter way, qasr prayer. But the other people who are on the other, lines, their own prayer is complete. So what is the ruling in this situation? It says that if they finish their own prayer and quickly they again follow Imam and continue with another prayer, it is acceptable. If not, the prayer of the other ones, is not accepted. And the next and last question, this is the answer. Is it acceptable to say prayer for a Shia Muslims behind an Imam which is Sunni? Ulama says this is acceptable because of the unity of the Ummah. Okay, brothers and sisters, that is enough for today. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.